Hi guys, welcome to our first painting class. I'm so sorry that we couldn't have this together in person, but I hope that this video will help you as you set up your painting station in your own workspace, be it in the studio or at home, wherever you are. So I'm just going to start with some basics of how to get your space set up and how to prepare yourself once you start painting. A couple of things about your materials. So you have your basic paint palette here, your basic paint set. This is a good place. It's got some little compartments where you can do some mixing, which is really helpful. It gives you this tiny little thing for water, and this is terrible. Don't use this, okay? What you want to get is a huge container. Like I have this big big Tupperware of water. The more water that you can be working with, the better, because that's going to help you keep your colors really nice and crisp. Problem that a lot of beginning watercolorists have is that they're working with just far too little water. So make sure you set yourself up with like a big, ideal would be like an empty yogurt container or something like that. So set yourself up with some nice water. The other thing is, this is a little pan set of watercolors. You also may have, oops, I'm going to pull mine out here. I think you have a tube of the black, which is a wet watercolor. When these run out, you can actually buy the color that you're missing and squirt it into your little pan and it'll dry out. The thing that's so nice about watercolors is that they are water activated, so it's really easy to use them no matter where you are. They're really portable. They're really easy to clean up, etc., etc. So we're going to be working with our pans today. Please set your black aside. As we're talking about color mixing today, I want to be careful that you're not actually using black with that. And your pan also has a white. Here, mine's a little muddy because my palettes are always really messy. But the general theory with watercolor is that your white is going to be the paper showing through. So you may use that white to make colors a little chalkier, especially if you're working on toned paper, which I do a lot. So it's there for you, but maybe today, as we're talking about color mixing and color theory, just stay away from the white and stay away from the black. You can get into that a little bit later. And then the other thing you want to do is try to work with clean hands if you can. I actually have some really intense lotion on my hands today because we all know my hands have been a little bit of a mess. But if you can, please work without a lot of oils on your fingers because those oils actually transfer to the paper and make it hard for your watercolor to stick. So you'll actually get kind of streaks. Maybe I'll be able to show you some of those today since I am working with lotion on my hands. And then finally, you have your brushes. This is how I like to keep my brushes. It's kind of a big old roll here, which keeps them nice and flat. A lot of people will store their brushes like upright in a cup or something like that. And I want to discourage you from doing something like that. What happens is it ruins your brushes because the moisture actually goes from the ends of the brush and seeps down into the wood because you're standing them on their end like that. And it actually makes the metal part separate from the wood. So you'll notice like if you have old brushes that they start to get kind of loose here and this comes apart. That's because you're storing your brushes upright. So if you can, you always want to rinse them out to end with, kind of get all of the little bristles going in the same direction, and then lay them flat to dry. There's not a whole lot of cleanup involved with watercolor, which is why it's so useful.